All right, so let's start with the concept of the film. How is it different from the first?
The film's different from the first by sheer scope. The first movie, because of the budget, was in a house, basically, in a suburb. And this movie takes it to the streets. You really get to see what the ideology behind the Purge is. And, you know, that's what he wanted to do with the first one, but was limited, you know.
And it's so exciting. I mean, when you're out there on the streets and you're fighting with this band of people,
yeah.
What did you enjoy most about that role?
You know, what I enjoyed most about this role was getting to be like the anti-hero, getting to be this guy who doesn't say very much, gets the job done, and at the end, you see that there's a transformation that this guy makes because of these people that he meets. And for me as an actor, it was just a great kind of fun thing to kind of go down that road. And I'm a big fan of like Death Wish and The Warriors, those 70s films, and it was just like a fantasy to do this, you know. So it was great.
I know, I feel as if you're a character, you peel back the layers of the onion to really discover who he is, you know?
Yeah.
Was there some type of joy to get to be such a badass, like slowly going through the movie, you find out more and more that he's such a big tough guy?
Yeah, I mean, it was a joy to kind of peel back. That's how I described it to the director when I first met him. I said, you know, if we do this the right way, by the end, you kind of the audience earns to like see what is really going on. Because there's not a lot of emotion from him in the beginning of the film. And little by little, you start to see him unravel. And that's, to me, that was, you know, why I wanted to do the movie.
Yeah, and you play it so well because you're so quiet and staid, and then all of a sudden it reveals that you're this heavy, emotional dude. It's so beautifully done.
Yeah, oh, thank you so much.
So if this actually happened in real life, how would you spend the night? How would you get yourself through the Purge?
If this really happened, I would probably arm myself heavily like I did in the film, and then I would kill everyone. No, I'm kidding. No, I would hide. I'm a coward. I would hide from everybody. I would go underground somewhere, yeah. I don't want to be killed. Yeah, I don't want to purge. Nobody purge.
But you're such a physical dude. How did you prepare for this role?
I prepared physically. You know, I had come off of Captain America. I'm a I mean, I work out all the time. I box every day. But I was in shape from doing Cap for 5 months. So, and then I went right into this. So it was kind of a no-brainer for me physically. Yeah.
And you were talking about being a fan of these old school action movies and stuff. You must have some old school action heroes that you drew from for this role.
Oh, I have a lot of old school action heroes. Charles Bronson being one of them. He's one of my favorite actors from when I was a kid. I love Charles Bronson. Big Clint Eastwood fan, Outlaw Josie Wales, films like that. Steve McQueen, Lee Marvin, those kind of actors for me. They weren't great Shakespearean stage actors, but they were men that represented something that I think is disappearing a little bit nowadays. So it was fun to get to kind of try to do that.
Yeah, I feel as if, you know, you are that man that represents something, especially to this band of guys that you pick up along the street. You know, can you talk to me about working with them?
Yeah, working with these actors was great. I didn't know any of them, so, but it was, I mean, like Keely Sanchez, who I was so good that she's now working with me on a TV series that I'm doing. We got that together because we were doing this movie. They were great. I mean, they were fun to work with, and they were gorgeous actors. It was a really great experience.
So what do you think? Purge 3, Purge 4? Is this in your wheelhouse?
You know what? Purge 3, Purge 4. If people go to see the film, it always depends on the movie gods and if people show up to the theaters. But if they do, and it's successful, we have started to talk about where this would go next. And there's some interesting things that we're throwing around. But again, people have to go see the movie. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm sure they will.
I hope so.